Now, I'm sure all of this, there might be a couple things, all right, that you learned today, but I really don't think you're going to learn much. All right. Now, I am sure if we drew this circle, all right, I'm sure most people could tell me what FB represents. Hold up, hold up. What you need, Oliver? I'm starting class. FB is called a what? FC is called a FD. DB. Okay, EA. Does anybody know what that's called? Chord. That is correct. All right. When two endpoints of a segment lie on a circle, it is called a chord. The largest chord is a what? Diameter. Thank you. The largest chord is, in fact, the diameter. All right. Later on, and I might as well tell you now, if this is a line that goes through, all right, that is considered a secant line, all right, because it touches it at 2 points. Does anybody know what, if it touches at 1 point's called? This is why it's confusing, because they decided to call that the tangent line. All right, so then kids get confused with tangent is opposite over adjacent, and now you're telling me tangent is a line that touches a circle at 1 point. All right, so again, there's multiple meanings for each word. All right. We know the relationship between the diameter and the radius, of course. That's not a big deal. So if we were going to actually do number 1, naming the circle, believe it or not, the name of the circle is just called circle what? R. It's met generally with a small circle, and then usually it has a dot and then capital. All right. But again, that's not going to come up too much. We just call it circle R. All right. Now I'm pretty confident you guys could name the radii. How many radii do we actually see? 4. All right. It doesn't matter if you say radii RY, RB, RX, RA, or AR, XR. Okay. Doesn't matter what letter goes first. All right. So let's name the chords. The chords would be called what? AB and YX. What else? AX and YB. That is correct. All right. Now is the time, all right, to learn all the terms. Anybody have any questions yet? Okay, so now we name the diameters. Yes, AB and YX. And notice we said the diameters were chords. That is true. Diameters are chords. All right. If AB is 18, then AR must be what? 9, right?
Yeah.
Because one's a diameter and they're asking about the radius. If RY is 10, then AR and AB are what? AR is definitely 10, and AB then would be what? 20. Is AB congruent to XY? Because they are both what? Yeah, they're both diameters. All right, they are congruent because they are both diameters. All right, so again, I'm confident you guys know the formula for circumference of a circle. What's the formula? Yeah, 2 pi r. Now, if you want, you can also say the circumference is what? What's the other formula? Somebody help him. Pi d, right, because 2 times the radius is the diameter. So a lot of times you will see it being mentioned as pi times the diameter. But for whatever reason, this is pretty standard, 2 pi r. All right, so it says find the diameter and the radius. All right, so if they give it in terms of pi, I just look at that and say the diameter must have been what? 40 inches. Anybody got a problem with 40 inches?
Why?
It's this right here, buddy. Come on. Circumference is pi times d.
Oh,
All right, write that down and then put equals 40 pi. Right, do the algebra if you can't see it. And if the diameter is 40 inches, then the radius would be what? What is it? 20 inches. All right, now generally, if the circumference is 256, I'm just going to go ahead and say then the diameter is what? If I had to do this without a calculator, what would we say? If I had to do that without a calculator, what would the diameter be? Well, the circumference is 256. So what would the diameter be?
256 divided by pi.
Thank you. 256 divided by pi. Then we'd say that would be in feet. All right. And then if I said the radius, we would just say the radius then would be what? 128 divided by pi feet. Now, if you want, you can practice using your calculator. All right. If you do 128, hit divided by, and then find the pi button on your calculator. And if you wanted to approximate, now you could approximate. What is that approximately? Guys, come on, you're not supposed to be sitting staring at me. I said, what is 128 divided by pi approximately? And you're sitting there.
81.47.
Thank you. 81 point what?
487.
407. 487. Thank you. Anybody else agree with that? Everybody's good? So what?
That was the diameter.
Oh, okay. He's messing up again. Yeah, no. He's messing up. He knows it. Radius comes over here. This goes over here. All right. Tell me about the radius again, Brown. 40.744 feet. All right. Easy enough. All right. So go ahead. Circumference is 15.625 pi or 15.62 pi. What is the diameter? Yeah, guys, come on. That's not the diameter would be what? 15.62, and the radius would be 7.81 meters. Everybody's good with that? And of course, the diameter would be for number 11. 9 over pi, and we'll rough that to what? 2.864 centimeters. And then the radius would be 4.5 over pi, which is approximately what, 1.432? Is that what you said? All right, now I'm just trying to tell you, all right? Make sure you're doing it with me. Anybody got any questions with that? I agree. Very easy. All right, everybody look at number 12. I'm just going to do a couple of these. What is the circumference? How much? Anybody else?
Like, can you do like the common two thing?
What?
It should be like a thing with the common two.
The thing with the common two. I'm asking for the circumference, and you're saying the thing with the common two. I have no idea what that means. I'm looking for the circumference. What would it be? Somebody said 10 pi. Walt, what is it? 10 pi. Right? How do we know it's 10 pi? Because this is a right triangle. with lengths or legs 6 and 8, which means the hypotenuse is what? 10. Come on. That 10 is in fact the what? Diameter. So the circumference is just 10 pi centimeters. That's the answer. All right, let's look at 13. I want the exact circumference. What's the exact circumference? Tanner.
12.727 pi. Would it be 9 radical 2?
Yeah, everybody should be able to tell me it's 9 radical 2 pi inches. Everybody's agreeing with that? Come on now, I know some of you aren't. All right. What kind of triangle is this? Yeah, 45, 45, 90. All right. So the hypotenuse is just the leg times radical 2. So everybody should be able to look at that and say, well, that's just 9 radical 2. Everybody's good with that? Anybody? All right, let me see if there's something more challenging here. No, I think I'm good. All right, that's the end for me. You guys finish up. What do you want me to say? No, let's just